You are now locked in to the latest and the greatest on the Android system. This is the channel that gives you information every day in every way possible. All you have to do is hit the like button on your way in and subscribe for more videos just like this. Hit the bell as well and check out the full catalog of videos I made just for you. I'll see you right after these messages. Peace. In the mid-range segment, the Honor 8X Max from Huawei is a really good phone for the price of $244. You can see that it has a really small teardrop at the top to give you 90% screen percentage. You can multitask on a 7.12-inch display and play PUBG or high-intensive graphic games on the device. We're going to get into a lot more detail of the power that the Honor 8X Max has.
This is the Honor X, the 8X Max front-facing camera. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hey, what's up guys? We're gonna test this autofocus right now. And wow, that looks really good coming up close. One more time, let's just test out autofocus, and you can see all the detail right there. And this is the Honor 8X Max rear-facing camera, auto mode, and that looks really good. Now let's just take a look at some of the color here. Wow, that looks really good. Nice colors. Let's take a look at some of these pinks. And there goes the autofocus. Wow. Look at that. Now here we got some reds. Let's just take a look at how that works out on the autofocus right here. You can see all the details on this thing. That looks amazing. So these sensors are actually really good. And let's just get up on that tree bark. There we go. Let's see what's inside there.
Now, some of these shots with the AI camera were really cool. Like if you pointed it at that, it would say autumn leaves. That would say blue sky. This would say selfie. That would say food. So like the AI was really intelligent. That would say autumn leaves. That would say blue sky, autumn leaves. So like, you know, you got this really smart technology inside of the cameras, which actually adjusted the brightness and some of the contrast of the photo, which made it look really cool in the end result. So the cameras were really impressive from some of these photos you could see right here. Now you're getting a really beautiful back reflection on the back of the 8X Max. You can see right here, you're getting a 16 megapixel paired with a 2 megapixel and then a fingerprint, and then that reflection right there, USB and 3.5 millimeter with a speaker at the bottom and in the earpiece, as well as a SIM tray. So you're getting dual speaker Dolby sound, surround sound, one of the best speakers I've ever heard in my entire life on a budget phone, or even basically like a flagship. This is the best speaker system Look at the build quality right here. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a 10 out of a 10. Now, the fingerprint sensor was phenomenal. It was one of the fastest fingerprint sensors I've ever used, ever in my life again. So sound and security is a 10 out of a 10, as well as the body. But the body is a 9 because of the plastic on the back, but it does have aluminum edges. Now the spatial unlock was quick right here. You could see once it saw my face, it would unlock immediately. Now the performance day to day right here, you could see it's actually really fluent. I'm showing you the gestures. So let's just show you that if you go to, let everybody join Android Circle right here on Facebook. Just look it up on Facebook and join my group, Android Circle. But right here, swipe left and you go back, and then you can you could swipe up and get your most recent apps, but you gotta hold it for like a second. After you swipe up, then you can swipe up really quick and then let go and go to the back. So that's cool. It did have also that option to optimize the RAM. I'm sorry. You get your tools here, so you could see all the tools that they did provide, which were quite, very useful. A lot of cool features here for some of the tools that Huawei did provide. I did have to remove a lot of the bloatware, and just in case you wanted to know, I was using Cricket Wireless, and I was getting quick speeds. It also works on At&t for 4G and HPS PA Plus, which is basically 4G for Cricket. Now you can see you can long press or just swipe with 2 fingers to get your gestures, your widgets, wallpapers, and home screen settings. So you can see right here we're applying new wallpaper, and you can also change those animations right there in the back, which is pretty cool. So, all around, as far as the software, it was butter smooth. This thing was squeaky clean. Also, it did have a feature right here called Game Suit, where you can actually optimize your gaming. So it had game acceleration right here, and then it also had another setting right over here. So basically, you wouldn't get notifications on uninterrupted gaming. And now you can see we're going to jump into some games here in just a second so I could show you guys. Now 2K19 is one of those games that I remember back when the S7 and the S6 came out, flagship phones, I remember they couldn't handle the 2K16 and 17. But as the soft SoCs got better, games were being able to be played, such as 2K19 on even mid-range phones, and this phone actually handles the 2K19 very easily. I mean, the frame rate is smooth as butter. There's no drop frames. On a game like this, I'm quite impressed on this phone playing this game and how smooth it was. Just first time in playing the game, you can see I'm dropping the 3 here. And then basically, the opponent, you have to, get on defense. It's just a matter of memorizing the buttons, but the graphics were just smooth. It looked like console graphics, and I was quite impressed. Now let's just move along to the PUBG, which again, you could see the graphics I put on high and I put it on HD. And the Snapdragon 636 is a beast. This thing is capable of handling the PUBG with 0 drop frames. I didn't see any drop frames, to be honest. Maybe 1 out of 15 minutes. But they're just moving from spot to spot. I mean, it was just there was no belly aches, no hiccups, no complaints whatsoever with the PUBG. The screen was just from top to bottom. You could see it goes over top of the bezel. All right, so I did download the Dreamcast Emulator with Recast, and basically it allowed you to play the Dreamcast, which was powerful enough on the 636 Snapdragon, and the SoC for the Huawei 8X Max. So, that was a good thing. They did give you some really good graphics on the Dreamcast emulator as well, and some good performance with no skip frames that were apparent here. So it's pretty impressive that this phone can power a console with an emulator inside of the phone. So that was pretty cool. Now, one of the other cool games here was the Asphalt 9. This game is really intense, and the graphics were extremely impressive. The game ran super smooth, and it handled really nicely. I didn't see any drop frames on the screen at absolutely any point in time while playing this game, so I was quite impressed with the graphics overall, just to say the least, because you could see that the screen does wrap around the phone really nicely, giving that 7-inch display everything that it's worth right there. So you can see you're getting a lot with the graphics. Now you can see there is a children mode for when you hand your phone off to a little one. Also some security features here, and the battery does have a really nice in-depth feel of what is running in the background, so you can always monitor your battery usage here and optimize it to your personal preference. And you can actually go in and see the SOT. Usually I get about 8 hours SOT and at least a day and a half battery use. So that's actually some of the best battery life I've ever gotten on a smartphone as well, with that 5,000 millihour battery, which is quite impressive, just to say the least. Now the social media did run really good. Now you can see everything loaded up really nicely, and just going back over to, let's see, Instagram right here, we could check out another social media application, and everything was loading really good on this device right here. So you can see all the images were nice and clear and crisp, and everything was huge on the 7.12 inch display. Now let's go over to Twitter, which I'm basically using the browser app, so that just give that a chance to load since it's running on the browser application. And then you can see once it loads up, everything is just smooth as butter. So just give it a chance to catch up with the loading, and everything is just gonna be nice and fluent. Go over to any video you want to select, and basically you could see here that you're gonna get a really nice quality of video with that 1080p screen playback, which is good. And everything was just really cool. Let's check out some of the audio.
From Los Angeles, California, the NBA's best take the stage.
Virtual reality. Oh, man, the whole thing. Okay. This is Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics.
Welcome to All-Stars 2018 in Los Angeles.
Now you can see if you're going to be reading books with this device, you're going to be in for a treat, because that 90% screen to body ratio is designed for that, and basically you're going to get a lot out of the device. Now you can see just going through some of the different options here in settings, give you a chance to check out some of those options here, such as making app tray available or not, keeping those apps on the home screen, which is cool. But the EMUI software is actually really good. I like it. You could also change the notch, but I actually like the notch as well, so I got used to that, and I just enjoyed just having that extra little square inch of screen right there on the top. So there's a bunch of different settings in here. The storage is plenty. I was able to download a ton of different games and applications and still have just enough space for whatever I need. I mean, I'm not sure how I'm going to fill that extra 26 gigabytes, but I'm sure I'll find a way. Media consumption beast right here with expansion with the SD card, which is pretty cool. Now you can see some other options here as well, which includes the gestures as well as the single button navigation, and then the traditional back, home, and recent apps button. Now if you did like this video, click the like button and make sure you subscribe. Now hidden inside of the lock screen feature was some cool features here, such as the flashlight, which was a really quick way to, without unlocking your phone, to actually get some extra light. Then you get the calculator, which is a handy tool just to get to really quickly. You also get like a stopwatch, which is also useful, and a QR scanner, so just in case you want to scan some products real quick and find out a price or something like that. I'm not sure how you would use that on a regular basis, but it definitely comes in handy. And your alarm clock. So they also included a world clock. And hopefully they get it in the U.S., but they actually have it on Amazon. So check out Amazon.com, and you can check out this device as well as my link below. Now for $244 of US for this device, I would definitely recommend this for anybody if you're using Cricket Wireless or At&t. Now if you're using Metro, PCS, or T-Mobile, go on Amazon.com and check out that model on Amazon. Now, if you found this helpful, click that like button. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending where you are, have a great night. Peace. See you guys on the next video, and have a great night. Click that like button on your way out, and make sure you stay tuned for more coverage just like this.